Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien. I will be your translator, don't worry. But in fact, I'm so happy, man. In fact, I was talking to John because, man, you had appeared in many movies that we love, but I will let you with John. You want to do it in Spanish or English? Don't worry.
Eh,
English.
let's do first Spanish, and then when my English is no bueno, we go English.
Listo.
¿Te encantan las películas?
Sí, me encantan varias de las películas en las que ha aparecido, eso le decía John, y nada, pero yo te dejo con mi amigo, y yo después ahí entro. Igual cualquier cosa de traducción, yo aquí estoy, ¿listo?
He estado en 100 películas, incluyendo producciones teatrales.
Wow.
Todavía no soy una actriz de renombre.
No, pero hombre, de eso queremos hablar porque tu carrera es admirable, es muy respetable. Y no, yo sé que John te tiene preguntas. John, más de 100 lo viste, ¿no? 100 películas, incluyendo obras de teatro.
No, pregúntale.
Pues bueno, esta es mi primera pregunta. Nico, entendiendo que, bueno, tú has aparecido en varias, y tu carrera es interesante, ¿no? Porque has estado tanto como extra, como figurante, como de reparto y también, obviamente, papeles más grandes en todo tipo de cine, desde Hollywood, tú sabes, La boda de mi mejor amigo, Halloween Kills, pero también en el cine independiente. De hecho, estoy feliz porque tú apareces en una de mis películas favoritas, que es Boys in the Trees, hombre, esa de mis películas favoritas. Y yo dije, cuando John me dijo, voy a tener a Nico, y yo, espera, Boys in the Trees. Hombre, pues, ¿cómo, no sé, cómo defines, o sea, tus participaciones basándose, no sé, tal vez en el budget, o cómo te sientes tú de haber salido en varias cintas que ahorita son consideradas de culto, o sea, tanto de Hollywood como independiente? Cuéntanos, ¿cómo defines eso, hombre? Y si me puedes hablar de Voice in the Trees, te agradezco. De mis películas favoritas, hombre. De mis películas favoritas. Estoy feliz por verte, nada más porque apareciste ahí.
Estoy tan feliz de estar en la película Abaddon. Mi personaje es la Fénix.
Yes.
Fui uno de los primeros en participar en la película. Mi español no es tan bueno. Hago mi mejor esfuerzo. Hablo muy poco. Hablo griego e inglés con fluidez. We'll do it in English, but let me say a few things in Spanish.
Dale, amigo.
Me intriga la historia de los conquistadores españoles. Pregúntame por qué.
¿Por qué?
Uno de los conquistadores españoles le fue un griego de la isla griega de Creta, un pequeño pueblo llamado Jaña. Su nombre era Pedro de Jaña. Él era el más grande bastardo de todos. There was this one Spanish Greek conquistador amongst all, Cortez, all these big, so they played a big history. I'm intrigued by history, so I've done a lot of reading in history. So let's begin in English because my Spanish wasn't that good.
Okay, man. I will ask it again in English, man. But thank you about. In fact, we got them. Dustin Klingan from Abaddon was here, so we're going to talk about. No, let's start. I will do the question. Tell us more about what we can wait for your role in Phoenix, man, because we are so hyped about Abaddon. We talked with Dustin, and we talked with Erin, Anthony Russo, Eddie Garcia. Garcia, yes, Garcia. He's also from the movie. So tell us more what we can expect or wait from Phoenix, man.
I was one of the first ones casted in this film, and my character is Phoenix, and I have I'm in the beginning of the film, and it continues on to the second and third film because this film's going to be a trilogy. It's not going to be one. It's not going to be a film to where it stops, and that's it. There's going to be part 2, part 3, and my character. I want to go into more detail, but I can't right now. because a lot of us signed what's called an NDA, and it's pretty intriguing. I'm hyped up because again, I'm going to be in the beginning, and it's somewhat. I'm not going to be the big actor, but say you got like two big actors in the film. I see this character Phoenix as fourth or fifth big actor in the film. He plays a role, pretty much a cult member, and I don't get killed in the movie. I don't get killed in the film. I'm kind of excited because they're already working on part 2 and part 3 of this film.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be called a trilogy. I've never been a part of a trilogy, so I've worked on a lot of films, you know. This is my first trilogy. In 1996, I was a Spanish singing waiter in the movie My Best Friend's Wedding, and I sing Las Mañanitas.
Yes.
And it was with Julia Roberts. It was summer of 1996, and I got casted for that film. I have a musical background. I speak many lenguajes, and that's why they selected me. And when they gave me the happy birthday in Spanish, I thought it was Feliz cumpleaños así, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
No. It was the longer version. Estas son las mañanitas que canta Álvarez David. A las muchachas bonitas se las cantamos así. Despierta, mi bien, despierta. Mira que ya apareció. Ya los pajaritos cantan. La luna ya se metió. It's been 23 years. I don't know if I said it okay or if I kind of missed a syllable.
It amaneció, but everything is fine.
Fine, it's
amazing.
fine.
In fact, we feel, man, this is gold. We feel like Julian the movie. Jhon, esto es de oro. Esto es lo que él cantó, obviamente, en la voz,
Claro.
amigo. Wow.
Yeah, I worked with her, and then Cameron Diaz and Rupert Everett from England. And I've worked on a lot of films. In 1995, I worked on a movie, Chain Reaction, featuring Keanu Reeves and Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
Keanu Reeves, I was his body double and photo double for 6 months. So that was fun because I got to be with him for about 5 months in Chicago. And that turned out to be a good movie. And I just came back from filming in Texas a movie called Devil's Night. I'm a knight, and we pretty much chase monsters. And I got to go back there again next week, filming with Kevin Sorbo. You remember the TV series Hercules?
Of course, man.
Hercules.
Hercules in Latin America. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll be working with him and Eric Roberts.
Oof.
And speaking of Eric Roberts, I saw him last week in California on Silver Fox. And guess who was on Silver Fox? Arik Garcia and Dustin Klingon. They were there. And I also got to work with Larry Altmeyer. And, it was a fun set. So we'll see where that goes. And before that, I worked on Favorite Son. So I worked with Larry Altmeyer. I worked with Gregory Blair, Dustin Klingon. He directed that, And I'm super excited about this film, Abaddon, King of the Locusts, because, again, it's going to be a trilogy. And, my networkings, I've been in this business as a little kid. And I've done a lot of theater. So I grew up doing theater. And at a point, I got tired of doing theater. And I went into film. And that's when I got my big break in 1995 with Keanu Reeves, working for 20th Century Fox. And then in 1998, I did a cameo appearance with David Schwimmer. I don't know if you remember David Schwimmer. Friends?
Yes, from Friends.
Yes, I worked with him and Jason Lee, another actor from Mallrats, which was pretty fun. and a lot of films. Hoodlums with Lawrence Fishburne, Rocky Bullwinkle with Robert De Niro.
¿Yo opino en Rocky Bullwinkle?
Yeah, I worked on that film.
Wow.
I worked on that film. Robert De Niro was in that one. Let's see. Oh, man.
Man, do you remember Boys in the Trees? It's one of my favorite movies, and you appear. I think you are the man that operates the place where they, I don't know, they escape, but you appear on that movie. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. That's one of my top 5. You know.
Yes.
Everybody has
top 5, man, too.
Everybody has their favorite. I just got a good feeling this film Abaddon is going to go places. I have.
Do you think in what part in the top 5, man? 1, 2, 1. What is your top 5? Tell us.
My
Boys in the Trees.
It would be number 1. Boys in the Trees. Number 2 would be My Best Friend's Wedding. Number 3 that I've worked on, I gotta say Chain Reaction with Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Number 4 would be, I had a lot of fun working in a film called Night of the Tommyknockers with Robert Lasardo and Richard Grieco. Mm-hmm. And another film that I like, that I worked on, I gotta say Arena Wars, Michael Madsen. I don't know if you remember Michael Madsen from
Reservoir Dogs.
Yes. Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill. He's a nice guy. I got to talk to him. You know, I asked him about Quentin Tarantino. I says, hey, man, when are you going to do a next Kill Bill with Quentin Tarantino? And he goes to me, right now, he's in Israel getting married. And he's probably going to communicate with him in the future. So that's where our conversation went. I was hoping to work in their future films too, but you know, at least I tried bringing up a conversation with Michael Madsen. He's a real cool guy. Plus, he's a Chicagoan like me. So, you know, I'm going to try my best, see if I could go to Keanu Reeves' management, see if we could bring him in this film called Abaddon that we're doing. You never know, because the last 2 years, everybody's been struggling. The last 2 years, you know, everybody's been kind of struggling, even the big guys. So another name that I worked with, Johnny Depp, in the film Public Enemies. That was shot here in Chicago. I worked with him.
From Michael, the director, Michael Mann, yes.
Yes.
Johnny Depp and Christian Bale, yes.
Yes.
Wow.
I wish I could show you pictures on my laptop, but I know his management, he's not signed with anybody right now. They let him go. So, you know, there's other ways to approach Johnny Depp, you know. Again, I've been in this industry for a long time. I'm not the biggest actor, but, you know, I do have acquaintances where they could ask him. So I'm kind of excited for that too. We'll see what happens. We're hoping for an A-list actor for Abaddon. A-list. You know, Nicolas Cage. I don't know about Nicolas Cage. He's another great actor. I could see him in Abaddon. You know, I've never worked with him, but I could see him in this film.
I want to ask you, because in Abaddon reappears one of the, I really love, in fact, I'm so happy because knowing that Boys in the Trees is your number one too, but I know in Abaddon appears Lorelei Linklater, and she appears in Boyhood, so I was working with her because I really wanted to know what she will do in next after this amazing movie. Man, by the way, what an amazing casting in Abaddon, and what amazing things you tell us. But tell me, I was working with her.
I got no complaints. You know, when you're on movie sets, sometimes you see some actors, they don't have no personality. and when they don't have no personality, you just want to stay away, you know.
Yes.
I mean, like Bruce Willis, a lot of people, I haven't heard the best things of him. I know he's a great actor, but not everybody's a people person, you know. But with her, I got no complaints. Very, very good, you know, sweet, good charisma, no complaints, you know.
Wow, man. But I got no complaints about you also. No, man. What an amazing answer. John, ¿tienes más preguntas? Porque, hombre, es que para mí que Nico hable porque lo que está diciendo es oro, man. Es increíble.
Yo pues me
¿Qué
quedo
carrera?
todo lo que quiera, pero yo
¿Qué quiero preguntar?
yo sí tengo una que es aparte de Avalon, porque sé que es un proyecto futuro de él. Ven, la carrera que usted ha tenido, lo que Andrés ha dicho es poco lo que él tiene por decir, es poquito, pero yo puedo decirte que, no sé, la primera película, no es que yo me crea viejo ni nada, pero a mí me gustan películas clásicas, películas de los 80, 90, pero tu evolución fue tan gigantesca desde tu primera aparición en el Robonilla hasta poder dirigir la de Amityville, Dark Blues, Post Blues. Entonces, que tú eres el director, Dustin Kleingan, que esté actuando, Ari García, Brian. No, man, yo sí quiero felicitarte en este sentido y preguntarte, ven, esa experiencia de Robo Ninja hasta llegar allá, cómo fue esa evolución, pero no solo eso. O sea, mi meta es poder entrevistar casi todo el universo de Amityville. Y yo creo que tú eres el que está punteando con esta película que me está dejando impresionante, porque sabemos de que esta película trata sobre Araras.
Yes, man, tell us about Amityville House of Blues, wherever you want. We know that you're the director, man, the man in charge.
Oh, House of Blues, the one that I'm gonna.
Yes.
I play electric guitar, so it's gonna be a musical. Amityville House of Blues. It's about, I don't know if you've read the scriptures. It's about a fallen angel that falls into somebody's mansion and pretty much terrorizes the whole family. So in a musical way. So I don't know if you've seen musicals. It's been a long time since we've seen a good one. So it'll be a musical format. I'll be playing Mississippi Delta blues. And I already have the recordings mastered. It's just a matter of, you know, doing the film in the future. So I'm still in the casting stage. I wrote the script. I'm going to be the composer. Who's going to be the director? That's a tough question. I might pick Dustin. I really don't know. It all depends. It's too far away, you know. But that's what the film's about. It's about a musical. You've seen all the Amityvilles, right? Everybody's done Amityville, Amityville, so many different Amityvilles, but no one's done a musical. A musical. So trying to kill people in this film and synchronizing it while having the melody of the blues, it's never been done. That's why I want to do it. It's never been done. And I will finish it, hopefully in a year and a half or two. And what I like to do is do shorts, submit them in film festivals, see where they go. And if they get picked up, then that's less work for me. You follow? I start out by doing shorts. So you submit it to Cannes, you know, Tribeca, Santa Barbara Film Festival, and see if they bite on it. If they do, it's more of a help because other people come in, you know, with other resources, you know. So we'll see where that one goes.
So you are telling me that after the big payoff, you keep doing more short films, because in IMDb appears as your movie directed. Is that right? Yes.
The big payoff. Yeah, that was a mafia script. That was a mafia, and I have spun it off into another film called The Past Posters. That one I have not put on IMDb yet. That script is done. It's done. So I'll probably put it on IMDb in the future too. That is about two Italian guys, Frankie and Vinny. They get out of the army, the U.S. Army, and right away they're trying to find a way how to make a living. They can't make any money, and they hate working. They hate punching a clock. So what they do is they go to the racetrack and they give horses cocaine. They give the horses cocaine so they could win. They give the horses cocaine before they run around the track. So they go to the window, they bet money, 5,000 to win on the one horse. They know it's going to win. They know it's going to win because the cocaine makes the horse go fast, you know? So, and then they start a big group together. So they end up mingling with the Italian mafia, the Italian mafia. And this takes place back in the 60s in Chicago and in California. I say California because back then they had what's called the Rainbow Room. The Rainbow Room, Chicago had a small mafia in California. They used to call it the Mickey Mouse Mafia. Joey Aiuppa, who ran the Chicago mob here in Chicago, sent a group of guys in California. You're not going to read about this on the internet because I lived one of the characters. And for some reason, this never got out to the internet, you know? And they were taking bets for Angie Dickinson. A-list celebrities in Hollywood were betting with the mafia in Chicago. Frank Sinatra, Sanford and Son, the TV show. Mm-hmm. The old African-American guy driving around a tow truck. I don't know if you remember that TV show.
Yes.
He would bet with the Chicago mob. And one day, Joey told me, he said, I went to his house to pick up 20 grand. And he opened the door and he says, you owe me the money. He thought that he won. What he did was, when he placed the bet, the guy on the other line, the Italian guy, the mafia guy, told him, you know what? You're going to lose if you bet that horse. I'll give you the winner, because they already had the winners, you know, before. Because this is before satellites came into racetracks. When the horses would win, they would write them on chalkboards, on boards. So when they started bringing in the satellites in racetracks, the signals were delayed from California to Chicago roughly 2 minutes. So they knew what horse would win. So you had 2 minutes at the window to place a bet or place a bet with a bookie. So it's a true story. You know, it's about gambling. And a lot of those guys lost their families due to gambling. And when he was on his deathbed, he told me, he said, I want you to tell this story one day and educate everybody that gambling's a disease. So intense, you could lose your family, you know? And I saw it firsthand what it could do. His kids didn't want him. None of his family wanted him, you know, because every day you're fixing races at the racetrack. You're paying $10,000 a jockey. All these jockeys on a horse, they get paid $10,000 to hold the horse back. So if there's 10 horses, you're going to pick 7 jockeys. You're going to pay them 10 grand a piece to hold the horses back. So the next 3 horses, what are you going to do? You're going to play the baseball. In gambling terminology, baseball is you're going to bet a perfecta or a trifecta. So you're going to play all the combinations. To win, you select one horse. So out of the 3 horses, you're going to say, I want 10 grand on this horse, 10 grand on that horse, 10 grand on that horse. You're going to win. And then you go to the perfecta, 5-2, 2-5, 7-2, 7-5, you know, and you mix the combinations. Again, I mean, guys were betting big money back in the day. And even with the it was a guaranteed winner. Guaranteed winner. You couldn't lose. You couldn't lose. You were guaranteed to win. And a lot of things never went their way, you know. Mostly it did, but every now and then things would go bad. A lot of these jockeys would take the money and not hold the horses back, you know. And I saw one of them, you know. I don't want to say what happened to him, but